thing. And I've heard parents say to me before we start working together, they're like, "Well, I'm not the crazy parent. I let her drive the bus. This is her journey." And those parents always end up being the exact opposite of that. Y'all are not fooling me because every single time you guys are the psychos. Sorry. It's true though.
Yeah. Yeah, warning,
But
warning.
I
Careful.
think, yeah, it's important to have that self-awareness though. So how can parents get that? And because I know you've had some people recently reach out to you who have admitted they have been part of the problem in their kid's journey, which I think is amazing they've come to that realization.
So my book, Raising Empowered Athletes, came out about a year and a half ago, I guess almost 2 years ago now. And I love it starting to kind of trickle its way around and people are passing it along. And that's exactly what I had hoped was like, okay, if it's helpful, those kind of resources that you're like, oh, this is great, you should read this. And so I've had 4 or 5 dads call me from all over the United States that, ironically to me, were D1 or professional athletes. And I've kind of had this theory like, oh, those of us who have played get it. We lean back further. We're more relaxed. No. And all, all 4 of these dads were like, I'm the problem. It's me. It's totally me. And I loved how honest they were. One coached all 4 of his sons' high school football. They all went on to be all Americans in college. He goes, but I was the dad who one of the moms whose son didn't play texted me after a game, and I thought, I'm not going to answer that. She's going to complain about playing time. And she said, please, would you call me? And he said, when I called her, she goes, this isn't about my son. She said, your son is by far the most talented, and you call him out in front of everybody, and you make him so humiliating. All of the parents on the sidelines are feeling really sad for him. And he was like, what? He said, and he goes, and I was so grateful that she did. And I said, and congratulate, good job for being open to the feedback, for taking the call. Good job on her for making the call. And he goes, yeah, there was a period, not that son, but another son, we didn't speak for 6 months because I was so sure that he should have gone to this other school because he could have been an All-American right out of the gate. And he wasn't until his third year. Like, parents have the best intentions. I zero believe that fully that there aren't parents that are like, I'm trying to screw up my kid. Of course not. But when our egos get in the driver's seat and all we can think about is the result that, and perhaps for these gentlemen, the one other guy he played in the NFL for 11 years and he's like, calling me saying, I don't know, I've got a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old, and I'm totally screwing up my kids. I'm out of control, and I know better because I played at the highest level. I know how much hard work it is. I don't know why. So, kind of through the conversations that I've been having with a few of them, I think you got to name it to tame it. You got to be aware of what it is you're feeling and what's coming up for you. Two, maybe you're not the one that's flying the airplane over the baseball field saying fire the coach, like I mentioned in my book. But if you're feeling like I'm out of control, I have another dad who's like his son's playing D1 water polo, and he goes, I know my son's not the best. I know he's not supposed to be getting all the playing time. I get it. I played. I understand it. It still can't help how I feel. Like, that's good that you have that awareness. And then three, there are tools available. And here's the best news. It's never too late. And when you start adopting those tools into your daily practice, your life changes. And as you change, all of those in your world shift.
Mhm.
And so we can't control our spouse, you know, our teacher, our boss, our coaches, our parents. We only have control of our own inner, you know, like guidance system. So understanding what that is and how you are or aren't responding to things around you, and then shifting how you show up. And I guarantee you, so releasing the expectation, well, I was a D1 athlete, he needs to be a D1 athlete. Let go of that. If they are meant to be a Division I athlete, that will happen for them. But you at age 7 signing up for 5 extra practices a week to ensure that they don't get behind, to ensure that we don't go on a family vacation, because that's not the way this is going to happen. If I check in with myself, I get control of who I am. And then it's polling. It's what do you want? How driven are you? Did you get a good break? And for one dad I'm working with right now, we're finding what are the things that you connect with your 9-year-old over that have nothing to do with sports. And there are some dads that are like, what do you mean? I'm like, you need other things that he can. Let him teach you how to play a video game. He goes, oh yeah, I play this video game. I don't really like it. Let him teach you something. Be the learner for once. You know, if you're the one that understands all the ins and outs of soccer and you wanted to be teaching her and you know how she can do it better, let the coach and ask her, you know what? I saw you playing the violin. Teach me how to play a chord. Teach me how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. I don't care, but allow them to be your guide occasionally and watch your relationship shift.